Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Captain John Eagle, about to report live to you for the second part of my story. If you're watching out there and listening to my diary from years ago, feel free to comment and do all that fun stuff. I'm about to begin my story, ladies and gentlemen. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Captain John Eagle here with another diary log video. It is that time I'm continuing the tale from my previous diary log entry, which was concerning the Veggie War. Feel free to go back and watch that. But a quick summary: me and the food heroes and Lord Pineapple are currently in a sewer system at this point. So this is where the story begins. We're in the sewer system on the main Veggie kingdom capital. So here we are, and I'll show drawings again for old time's sake, for the reference of the food heroes, as you can see, as my background does, is the food heroes. I'm gonna find Lord Pineapple, who, damn, virtual background. Lord Pineapple, there you go, who you can see Lord Pineapple. So it's Food Heroes and Lord Pineapple currently in the sewer system, and we've just, we've taken out, defeated Sir Grizzly and defeated Piggly Wiggly, at least for now, as it seems. There were going to be a whole bunch of other things we're going to encounter. While we're in the sewer system, we are on our way to the Veggie Empire to take out the Veggie King and end him once and for all, end his tyranny on this damn planet, because causing a massive war that was disrupting the planet and killing people on both vegetables and fruit on both sides. So me and the crew were in the sewer. It's dark, dank, and stanky, as they say. All of a sudden, out of the sewer, things start to rise from the sewer. It turns out that the Veggie King had been dumping his sort of weird experiments in here. Half banana, half orange type creatures, half pineapple, half other creatures, and they were all mutated and discombobulated. We didn't know what to do at this point. Even though we had a band of heroes, we seemed to be overwhelmed. We continued our way through the sewer system and decided we had to get out of the sewer system, and we had to get to the main tower where the Vegetable King was. But during our time in the sewer system, we kept encountering wave and wave. I used my phaser, I used my blaster rifle to take out as many these zombified creatures and mummified monsters and goons as we could. Lord Pineapple using his sword, and also, oh yes, completely forgot my wife's sword. Here we go. Using my wife's sword to beat the, as my wife was Meta Warrior, as I had mentioned earlier. There we go. Using my wife's sword, I was able to cut down various other of these mutated bananas and mutated beings. And me and Lord Pineapple were fighting side by side and continuing to fight creature after creature. Finally, eventually, we were able to successfully get to a sort of sewer grate, as you might add. But then, just as we thought we were out of the park yet, out comes Smoky Spider, was his name. Smoky Spider had been living in this sewer for quite some time, and he wanted to broker a deal that he could easily sneak us in using some type of cloaking web type of technology. Now, I was a little, a test to, should I trust this Smoky Spider fellow? But it turns out I could. Lord Pineapple could actually vouch for him, as Smoky Spider had frequently helped Lord Pineapple and the food heroes in the past. But he had been relegated to the sewers. He'd been relegated as a sort of criminal, and this was the only place he could live. So he gave us this type of webbing technology, and we were on our way. We could use the webbing technology to sneak around. Well, little did I know that somebody else was also sneaking around. We snuck in through the sewer grate. Whoops. Bam. There we are, in the Vegetable King's tower, having just survived mutants and beings and creatures of all that nature. I look around, me and the food heroes, Onion Boy's there, Pepperoni Dog, Lord Pineapple, we're looking around. It almost felt like it was too quiet. And that's when we realized it was a trap. By one of Veggie King's commanders, second in command, the son of a bitch, Lenny Lizard was his name. Also, you can see Lenny Lizard has a jetpack. Lenny Lizard was a good friend of Piggly Wiggly. So let's just say things were not going to end well. So he surrounds us with the sword. Once again, sword is up. Lenny Lizard. We're like, wait a minute. How the hell did you know we were here? Out comes Smokey Spider with a blaster rifle to his head. And troops, the Veggie troops, they had conned Smokey Spider into getting us up here. Webbing technology had not worked. It had been faulty. You see, it wasn't Smokey Spider. Smokey Spider was a good person. The fact is, Smokey Spider was being held hostage and held against his will. That sob story was made up so he could trap us. Smokey Spider didn't want to do it. And Smokey Spider was about to be blasted, but I knew that this was not his doing. So I winked. And Lord Pineapple, I winked at the food heroes. I said, subconsciously, we have to save Smokey Spider because he did not mean to do this. This son of a bitch, Lenny Lizard, went on a damn rant. Well, Captain Ego. As he sticks out his tongue and deals with his jetpack. Captain Ego, the person who hurt Piggly Wiggly, the person who defeated Sir Grizzly. Finally, I can get my hands on you. Little did he know that Lenny Lizard, well, he was dealing with the Captain Eagle, the Lord Pineapple, the food heroes. So we wink and we initiate the plan. Initiation plan. We jump out like pirate style, fighting vegetables with sword. I fire my blaster. We're firing. We get behind a giant eggplant statue. You see, there had been multiple statues of the past Veggie Kings. The past Veggie Kings. Eggplant was one of them. So I cut the statue down and push the eggplant statue. The eggplant statue rolls and starts to take out most of the troops. The troops were taken out slowly. Lenny's Lizard continues to fire upon us with their troops on deflecting blasts and blasts. Using sword. I draw my sword. Boom! Hits Lenny Lizard in the jetpack, and the jetpack goes flying. Lenny Lizard goes through some glass. I go pick up the sword. I'm like, hey, Lenny Lizard, looks like you're flying high. To rescue Smokey Spider. Smokey Spider tells us we've got to get up now. It's now or never. All right, Vegetable King is up there. He's going to distract the troops. And I'm like, how are you going to distract the troops? How are you going to distract the Smokey Spider? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Smokey Spider was like, hey, you have a team. I've got an army. All of a sudden, out of the confines and corners of the tower, guess who comes? The spider people. You see, these spider people, Smokey Spider's people have long been oppressed by the Vegetable King's empire. So they come in. They're like, we'll handle this. I'm like, okay. So we go up. We take an elevator. We're up in the elevator now. It's me, the food heroes, and Lord Pineapple. We're all looking at each other. I start talking to Lord Pineapple. What the hell happens after this, huh? What the hell happened? What happens after this? I want to know. Okay? Lord Pineapple's like, we have to change. There can be no more kingdom. Okay? There can be no more of these empires, including the Fruit Empire. He agreed that yes, the Fruit Empire was great and gracious and good, but they needed to do something democratic. Perhaps join the Dios Alliance, which was the name, if I did not mention, was the name of our galaxy. Dios Alliance is the main galaxy. This system had been independent. That's why I had to come here on my own as sort of an outlaw to the outer rim. He said we needed to change. We needed to vote for our leaders. And I said, you know what, Lord Pineapple, you do that on your own, but I'll be here to help. Because I believe the Dios Alliance needs to come in here, and with enough votes from the Senate and the Council and my pull, we can get that. We can't have this war and violence anymore. Enough is enough. As we looked over, the elevator was going up to the top of the tower. We could see the city was in flames. You see, earlier when we were in the sewer, the battle had raged. The word had reached out to the rebels, and the word had reached out to the people who were tired of this, and they started to rebel against the Vegetable Empire. I could see it from my angle. Dozens of vegetable and fruit people lay in the streets dead, buildings on fire. I'd seen war before, you know. This wasn't my first rodeo. There been multiple wars, and I hated it every single time. It took a piece of you. This was perhaps one of the worst, you know. And people might be like, well, they're just vegetables, they're fruit people, they're cheeseburger people. They still had brains, they still had hearts, still had families and societies. I saw that. Well, the galaxy didn't see that. I said, God damn it, we've got to stop him once and for all. And if that means ending him, I'm sorry, we have to do that. You see, I didn't condone violence exactly, but sometimes you had to use violence to stop violence. It was terrible. Finally, we get to the top floor. It's all quiet on the waterfront. Then, giant shield separates me and the food heroes. Another giant shield separates Lord Pineapple. It's just me, all alone. I try to break them out of the shield. I can't. They're stuck in the shield. What the hell's going on, Lord Pineapple? All of a sudden, Lenny Lizard comes. And Piggly Wiggly, Sir Grizzly. I thought they were defeated. This alliance comes. It's just me and the alliance now. Sir Grizzly remarks with his, well, you can't keep us down, that's for sure, Captain Ego. You thought we were defeated. Fact is, we weren't. Piggly Wiggly comes in looking robotic. Remember, I cut that pig's stomach open. Excuse me if this is a little violent and harsh, but he was back repaired. Piggly Wiggly remarks. You see, we've got the best surgeons on this planet, so they could repair me right up. Lenny Lizard with glass in his eyes, you know, and an eye patch. I yell, how the hell do you get repaired so quick? That's the thing, Captain Ego. It was a long elevator ride. There I am, surrounded by 3 members. I knew that, you know, I'm a tough son of a bitch, you know, but how the hell am I going to be able to take out these monsters, you know? Especially all 3 of them. I struggled with each one of them. Each one of them took a part of me that I can't get back. Then, all of a sudden, Canyon cruisers approach up. I see inside. It's the Plum Pilots. That's right, from the Fruit Kingdom. These ships, these Canyon cruisers are little small shuttle-like crafts. They can hold troopers. They can fire into the glass. They start firing and distracting them. Me, I see there's a little reactor thing. I cut the wire. The shield is free. I'm like, I signal to the Plum Pilots. Hey, you take him out. Or do the old take him out signal. All right, cool, let's go. So they're busy, but not before Lenny Lizard attempts to get me. Lenny Lizard attempts to attack me. Whoosh, bam. Cut off one of his arms. And then boom, pull out the blaster. Shoot his jetpack. Boom, give him a little kick for good measure. Lenny Lizard falls down, crashing. Boom. 70 stories. I'm sorry, I didn't condone it, but when you try to backstab Captain Ego, I shoot back. Anyway, Sir Grizzly and the others are dealing with those Canyon cruisers. I yell, come on, let's get the hell out of here. But the food heroes stop. They say, we've got to take them out. Those are Plum Pilots. They're one of the best pilots and they need our help. Because Sir Grizzly's about to get on a damn ray gun and Piggly Wiggly's fighting them. I'm like, all right, food heroes, you stay down here. Me and Lord Pineapple would go up there. They're like, thanks. So we rush up. We have to walk up multiple stairs, me and Lord Pineapple. We continue to have a conversation. Lord Pineapple, I mean, what are we, why? You know, why, I ask. Well, he asked me, excuse me, sorry. He asked me, why? I tell him, I don't know why. I don't know why wars happen, Lord Pineapple. They just do, all right? And they're going to keep happening, Lord Pineapple. Well, we've got to continue to be ready. We've got to continue to push beyond and push the front. I tell him. He understands. Finally, we get up. We're at the top of this tower. The room, it's the Vegetable King's room, which for reference, I've also got a photo of the Vegetable King. The Veggie King, as you can see. We get up to the top of the tower. No one is here. It's a little too quiet as usual. I remarked to Lord Pineapple, this almost feels a little too easy. And then all of a sudden, Lord Pineapple is picked up with some telekinesis type ability, and then boom, thrown into a concrete wall. He falls down, knocked out. All of a sudden, I'm picked up as well and thrown into glass. I managed to break my fall and roll up, but then I look at my back. I pull out a shard. My God, bloody shard. My uniform didn't protect it from it. Oh man, I'm in pain. I'm trying to wonder what the hell's going on. God damn it. I feel it in the lower part of my back. One of those muscles has been hit. Then all of a sudden, I see flying towards me a giant rock. I cut it, but the rock still hits me. I wasn't able to prevent the full rock. My sword goes flying. God damn it. Where the hell? I yell out, where the hell are you? You son of a bitch. Show your face. Face me man to man. Or veggie to human, as we say. Out comes a cloud. And in comes a frail old Veggie King who did not look like my drawing. He was shriveled up with a cane. Veins lining the king. You see, the drawing that I had was an old Veggie King. He was strong. The image that he put out to society, well, the fact is that he was a frail old man. Or so I thought. Captain Ego, I've heard a lot about you. You see, I'm not quite the image they put out, but I'm still as powerful as one might think. He lifts up his table, rips out his table from the chains or things that held it down, the nails and spikes. He throws it out. I dodge, I do a roll, but as I do, the room starts to heat up. And as I miss that, it goes out the window and falls 80 stories high. At this point, we're 80 stories high. The room starts to heat up. I start to feel hot. It's getting a little hot. You see, Captain Ego, while you were climbing up here, I was getting ready. I was reserving my powers. You see, I'm not who I say I am according to the image. That's a young picture of me. You know, I haven't revealed my face to the society since the war started a number of years ago. This is who I am, but I'm practicing my telekinesis and my meta powers. You see, the thing is, he was practicing his meta and mystic powers. He wasn't a meta warrior, but you can still practice the arts, like my wife. The room continued to heat up. And now I'm using a dark technique. The old flame technique. You see, we'll fight fire with fire. But you don't have any powers, Captain Ego. That's the thing. So he thought I didn't have any powers. And you see, I really didn't have any powers. Well, I didn't have any powers that I thought I did. You see, I used the sword. I used the blaster. Maybe I was fast with the martial arts, but I didn't have any mystic and telekinesis power. Then I felt something inside of me. I felt the meta power. You see, sometimes there were theories that perhaps they say anybody could be a meta warrior. I said, nah, it had to be your DNA. But perhaps, well, I'll explain as I go on. So there I am, sweating. He's heating up the room. He fires a shock blast at me, a lightning blast. I crash down. You son of a bitch, you're going to have to hit me harder than that. I fought in the damn galactic war, all right? How, Captain Ego, so you did fight in the galactic war. Funny. I also fought on the galactic war. He shocks me. I'm like, you son of a bitch, you're going to have to shock me more than that. Keep shocking me. Bring it on. So he starts shocking me. Finally, I start to feel the effects of the shock and the heat. I'm like, God damn it. And suddenly I realize this might be the end for me. Vegetable King has got me. But I realize, wait a second. My sword is still there. My sword is a few feet away. So I realize, you know what? Now's the time. Maybe I do have that some type of power in me. So while he's talking and shocking me, the room is getting hotter. My life is flashing before my eyes. I can see my ship in the air. As this is my background is the ship, if you're just joining me. I can see my ship. I'm like, how the hell do I do? And something speaks inside of me. My wife. I hear my wife's voice. She's like, you've got the meta power. You've got the mystical energy in you. And I'm like, no, I don't, honey. She's like, yes, you do. Vegetable King is talking. And as he's talking, I extend my hand out. I realize maybe I could pull my sword to me somehow. Some damn way. Imagine me, a meta warrior. I don't really care for that mystical mumble jumbo crap. I think you can rely on the old sword, the mind, and the weapon. That's how I am. But hey, I said, maybe it's time to rely on that just for this battle. Veggie King is ranting as all these villains do. They want to do their stupid little monologues and give information to the scene and stuff like that. You see, you will die. I see Lord Pineapple. Lord Pineapple is dripping pineapple juice. I realize, son of a bitch, if I don't act soon, Lord Pineapple is dead. And I'm not going to let nobody else die. The city that I saw earlier, I can't let that happen to anybody else. Anybody else. So, finally, I'm there. He shocks me again. Finally, blood starts to come out of my ears and eyes. I realize my body is taking too much. I realize this is now or never, Captain Ego. Now or never. The rest of the planets in the galaxy need you. The universe needs you. You cannot end this like this. So he's talking. I close my eyes. I find it deep inside of me. The sword goes slashing through the Vegetable King. He doesn't notice it yet, though. Suddenly he stops speaking. I start to get up. The room starts to cool down. I rub my face, my bloody face, crimson mask, like they used to say. My dad, who was an intergalactic wrestler, had oftentimes had a crimson mask when he would wrestle. Vegetable King starts to. I get up, using the sword. What's wrong, Vegetable King? Carrot got your tongue? Or tongue got your carrot? He slices and he falls, sliced in half. Turns out I had a little bit of the meta power in me. The sword in my hand. But then something starts to happen. Vegetable King is dead, lay there on the ground. His eggplant guts spilled out. I rush over. The Crimson Mask, the Pineapple. Lord Pineapple. Lord Pineapple, you're right, you're right. No, it's too late for me. All of a sudden, the alarm starts to go off. Lord Pineapple, I'm like, what the hell's that damn alarm, Lord Pineapple? What the hell's that damn alarm? He tells me, Veggie King. He had this whole city mapped to blow up. What? I'm sorry I didn't tell you. What the hell you mean you didn't tell me, Lord Pineapple? You mean this whole city? He says, the city needs to burn. I said, you son of a bitch. God damn, I can't be mad at you, Lord Pineapple. We've got to evacuate the damn city. He said, the city's already being evacuated, but this city will blow up. All right? This city will blow up. You need to get the hell out of here. Suddenly, I see the plum cruisers. I see the food heroes. They're circling around. I'm like, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. City's got a few minutes. The food heroes, they go out. I'm saying, Lord Pineapple, I can get us out. I can get my ship to go here. He says it's too late. I'm like, listen, you son of a bitch. It's not too late. We're going to recover and we're going to get the hell out of here. All right? I'm calling for my damn shuttle. All of a sudden, though, out comes Sir, one last time, Sir Grizzly. He looks like he's injured. Well, Captain Ego, you killed the Veggie King. Your friends have escaped. Oh, and they ended my other friends. So I'm pretty mad right now. What do you say we have one more match? I pull out my gun, shoot Lord Grizzly right in the face because I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. Lord Grizzly falls down with a gunshot in the face, in the head. I'm like, at this point, I didn't feel like dealing with this and fighting this guy one more time. I was through with this goddamn bullshit. And anyway, last time I checked, I rely on the gun and the sword and not these simple mind tricks or being nice. So I didn't care. So I went over to Lord Pineapple. Hey, we gotta get the hell out of here. All right, I'm calling down my ship. He keeps saying it's too late. I pull out my sword and I put it to his throat. I'm like, listen, it's not too late. All right, people are evacuating the goddamn city. The food heroes have escaped. But guess what? We've won. Okay. And do you want to lose? No, because we need new leadership on this planet. And I think you can be one of the new leadership. This crater of a city, all right, is going to be an example for the damn planet and the galaxy. Okay? So either you get out here and escape, or I'll end you myself. Lord Pineapple goes, okay, you win this time, Captain Ego. So I pull away the sword. I call down my ship. City code is going off. The alarm's going off. City's going to blow up in a matter of minutes. I realized we got to get the hell out of here. I could see that the ships are evacuating the city as canyon cruises. I'm like, I see it then. I get a calm message from the food heroes. Hey, the message says, hey, we've called the plum people to fight. And they're coming to help. They're coming evacuating transport. The fruit kingdom is evacuating. I'm like, cool, I'm going to use my ship to evacuate as much as I can. So my ship, so you can see in the background, finally comes down. Nice massive ship that I use by myself. I'm like, okay, let's get in. I lift Lord Pineapple. I lift him in. All right, let's go. So I get in the ship. Finally in my ship, back in my ship. All right. I have a little robot that can help heal Lord Pineapple. So the robot, heals Lord Pineapple. Meanwhile, I'm in my ship. All right. Computer, look for any survivors of the kingdom, any innocents. Let's get them the hell out of here. Any soldiers on the Fruit Empire side, let's get them the hell out of here. Shoot out the mini transports. So that's what I do. Push the comm devices in. We shoot out the little mini transports, the little mini canyon cruisers, computer-controlled ships that can go and rescue people. I'm like, the city is going to blow in a few minutes. We got to get as many people out as we can. Suddenly, as I do, I think it's done. I think it's finally going to be done. Virtual Empire starfighters start shooting at the ship. You know, God damn it, these bastards don't know how to know when it's ended. Computer, take control of the main console. Get the ship out of here when you can. All right, here's what we're going to do. I get to turret, as you can see. There's little laser things. I'm like, I get to a laser ship. So the computer's controlling the ship. I'm like, all right, control the lasers. We're going to take as many of these fighters as we can. I get in the laser cockpit as I run to the part of the ship that houses the laser areas. I'm like, all right, let's go. And by the way, turn on some music for me. So classical music from my era, from my planet, is playing. All right, let's take out these sons of bitches. Planet, the ship, the city is being evacuated right now. Lord Pineapple is being tended to. The canyon cruisers with the plum pilots and the food heroes also appear in the starfighters. I'm like, let's take out as many of these starfighters as we can. They're trying to shoot down my transports and your transports. Let's do this. Put on my comm. Let's go. I'm taking out transport by transport and ship by ship. You know, as the battle continues, I'm starting to feel it. Still, mind you, still got blood and sweat from earlier in the battle. When I'm firing, I'm taking them out. But then eventually, these bastards hit one of the satellite devices right here. There you go. They hit one of the satellite devices right now, knocking out the communications array. I'm like, damn it. Turned off my targeting system. Then I hear a voice again in my head from my wife. My wife, Meta Warrior. She's like, use the power. Use the power of the meta. And I'm like, God damn it. Let me do this. Let me do this, honey. But she was right. I used the power of the Meta Warriors, and forgetting the sword, I used the power of the Meta Warriors for now. I didn't need my targeting system. I closed my eyes. Silence. Darkness. But I'm seeing the ships and I open up my eyes. 20 ships down. Wow. How the hell did I do that? You see, me being the stubborn bastard that I was like, huh, I did it. But deep down inside, it was the power of the Meta Warrior had helped me. But still, on a normal day, I could do that. But then again, I've just got an ego because I'm Captain Ego. Jesus. I mean, my real name is Ego. Anyway, we're getting off the subject. Finally, the ship is pulling out. But then I see Lord Pineapple gets up. He's fine now. He had been healed. My ship is pulling out. The other ships are pulling out. We hear the countdown. 10, 9, 8. We're safe distance away. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The city blows up, leaving a huge crater. Me and Lord Pineapple are looking. By this time, I've already made my way back to the front bridge. We're looking at the city, where it used to be. This whole debacle of a war. Why? Because the vegetables were different from the fruit people. Because the cheeseburgers look different than the onions. Oh, why? Because they look different. We look down on what had been created, a crater of a city. How many lives lost? You know what? Yeah, I didn't like Sir Grizzly or Piggly Wiggly or any of these others villains, so to speak. But you know what? It didn't have to end like this. You know, it didn't have to end like this, but it did, unfortunately, because that's all we know. All we are is bred for violence. And as much as I try to avoid violence as much as possible, I always find myself coming back to a damn battle. And unfortunately, these battles can't be won by just, well, some battles can be won with peace, but this one couldn't. The Galactic War couldn't. The war with Lord Darkness couldn't. All these battles couldn't. And every time I'm involved in one of these battles, I pull out my blaster. I pull out the sword. I pull out a chokehold. And I'm the one. But then I realize, who's really good in this situation? Was Veggie King good? Was Lord Pineapple good? Was I good? I was the bad guy to Vegetable King. Vegetable King was a bad guy to me. And I don't know. I sleep at night still thinking about this because I realize maybe I have a hunger for war, you know? At the end of the day, yeah, I'm helping people, but I hunger for that. I hunger to pull out the sword and take out these bad guys. But who are these bad guys really? I mean, they just enlist, to protect their nation, and to protect their opinion. And I'm sure they've got lives, these vegetable kingdom people that I cut down and blasted, Sure they had lives before this. They were just pulled into a war, But unfortunately, they were on that side. They were trying to kill me because I was supporting one side. Unfortunately, I couldn't let myself die. Yeah, it might sound stubborn, it might sound arrogant, so to speak, but it was either me or them. I like to think maybe there's a reality where, there won't be this war or these bounty hunters or these bad guys or Piggly Wigglies or stuff trying to kill me. I like to live in that reality, but I know, unfortunately, I won't. I knew what I signed up for when I joined the Alliance, when I joined the Dios Alliance. I knew there'd be violence. I knew there'd be killing. I knew there'd be massacre. Hell, my wife was killed in the war against Lord Darkness in one of the final battles. That changes you. That takes a little bit. Maybe that's why I hunger for war. That's why I'm like, yeah, put me in the war. Because each time I'm using my sword, I'm using a blaster. Even, I'm like, I don't know. Deep down inside, there's a weird enjoyment for fighting in these wars. I don't know, maybe because that's all I have left, to just fight in these wars and protect these innocent people. But at the end of the day, am I cutting down innocence, so to speak? My mind's always conflicted, you know? That's the thing. People think it's black or white, you know, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. But maybe I'm the villain. I'm the villain to some people. But then again, it's my life or their life. And I will protect the needs of this alliance, the needs of the DS alliance, the needs of the innocent, the needs of people in the outer rim sector who don't have access to, you know, whether it is a weapon or a sword or even protection. You know, a lot of people on these planets, these backwater planets, so to speak, need protection. And if it means I need to pull out my sword and blast the endings, then yes, I will continue to do that to fill that void, but also to help people in the long run. Like I said, I don't know if I'm a good guy or a bad guy. I don't know who I am to begin with, to be honest. Anyway, this story does have kind of a positive ending. Kind of positive ending. Afterwards, a number of months later, I decided to revisit the planet in my ship and see how everything was. And it turns out the planet had gotten better. There were still, well, this wouldn't be the last of this planet that I would have to deal with in the future as a future diary video. I'll definitely go into that more often because let's just say, well, Sir Grizzly had family, and let's just say that family wasn't quite happy what I had done to him. So I was going to have to deal with the whole bear family, and well, that was going to get dark and violent. But I'm not going to talk about it right now. But I revisited the planet a number of months later, and the planet was actually doing quite better. Lord Pineapple and the Fruit Kingdom had sort of taken control, and the kingdom had been transferred to kind of a free republic. Vegetable people from the vegetable side had also joined in, and the planet had kind of become more of a united front. But they were still dealing with people, sort of the veggie rebels who believed in the old way of the old vegetable kingdom to rule with an iron fist and kill the innocent and kill the poor and kill the weak, similar to another villain I had also dealt with, who had spread his ideals similarly. So the fact is, you know, it wasn't over. In conclusion, this was a tough one. And in conclusion, I hadn't seen the last of Sir Grizzly's family, that's for sure. I hadn't seen the last of these rebels, that's for sure. You know, these veggie rebels. Turns out these veggie rebels had decided to franchise out in the space. So I would be dealing with some veggie rebels in the near future. But in the good run, the Fruit Republic, the Fruit and Veggie Republic had been formed, and the planet was starting to see better days. You see, no planet was going to be perfect. There was always going to be issues, but hell was a lot better than what I saw. I still got nightmares of that image of the city blowing up. I'm Captain John Eagle. This has been the Veggie War Diary Part 2. What story I will be back with next time, I have no idea. Maybe I'll do the story of the bear family attacking me, you know, because that's a real interesting one. I've got a bunch of more interesting stories to go, you know. So I'm going to continue to do stories for since my diary logs were erased by Lord Darkness in one of his last-ditch efforts before the final battle, before I finished him off. So I'm going to head out. I'm Captain John Ego. These are broadcasting on the YouTube channel Donovan TPS. I don't know how. I guess it sends it through the past or some time portal or some stuff like that. But I'm going to head out. Thank you for watching, whatever year you're watching this in. So I appreciate that. I'm Captain John Ego. Have a good night.